I will never change, even if they start to hate on my name. Stay true to yourself and never ride another wave. They say that I ain't been acting the same. I wasn't happy, won't go back again. Moving and shaking until they know the name. Can't handle the boy because they sound the same, yeah. I came to save you from all of the fakers. Wanna know about me, then call all of my haters. They'll tell you that the boy ain't really worth it. In the stew every week with the same purpose. The boy been hot, little lit furnace. I feel like I deserve this. We will never change, yeah. Always moving major. Saying that I'm not the one, but you've been sounding crazy. We will never change, yeah. Always moving major. Saying that I'm not the one, but you've been sounding crazy.
Believe that can fly, that's Kelly. Grew up on West, ain't nothing you can tell me. Knew they would ride with me once they knew my M.O. Better hold on, whoa Nelly. I must say what I need to say, mayor. Watch how I built it out, I'm the conveyor. At these shows and I rap and I know they gon' clap. Yeah, they put their hands together, no prayer. I ain't worried about you, I'm just worried about me. What I know is what I'll be. And y'all was heartless, got you out of my system to make good music. No ID. You will never bring me down, never break my stride. I'ma make it out by rapping how I feel inside, yeah.
We will never change, yeah. Always moving major. Saying that I'm not the one, but you've been sounding crazy. We will never change, yeah. Always moving major. Saying that I'm not the one, but you've been sounding crazy. You know I always stand tall. They gon' wanna see me fall. Sounding crazy, we will never change, yeah. Always moving major. Saying that I'm not the one, but you've been sounding crazy. Saying that I'm not the one, but you've been sounding crazy.
Feel right. I know I've been gone, but my dreams becoming real life. The closer that I get, I feel like it's not even in sight. Shows around the nation, but it started with the missed flight. Wonder if these sounds are saying I'm not made for this life. Everyone been putting on this image like they blessed now, but really they've been thinking that they'll lose it all and wake up feeling stressed out. Now everybody's spending weekends getting drunk at clubs. I'm busy working while they finding temporary love. I made the sacrifices praying that it's worth it, but I know it's gonna work and I'ma get what I deserve until I'm gone.
People gonna keep on talking about me, but they don't understand the work that I do when they're not around me. They don't understand the life I chose, the nights alone, the highs and lows. They keep on talking about me, but they don't understand.
I'm doing everything I wanted when I started off, and now I realize that this ain't what I thought it was. And everything is amazing until you got it, like that girl you really wanted, but then you wanna just cut her off. I got a problem with finally being satisfied. Everything I got, I just wanna see it be multiplied. But every day I think about the shit I take for granted. Too many people want my spot, they tryna make me panic. Nobody coming close to where I really wanna be. I'm busy busy working day and night. I'll never stop like Gary V. I'm coming for that MVP, aiming for that Hall of Fame. I don't mind if you don't like me, everyone gon' know my name.
People gonna keep on talking about me, but they don't understand the work that I do when they're not around me. They don't understand the life I chose, the nights alone, the highs and lows. They keep on talking about me, but they don't understand.
What's going on, NBL Network? We are live here. Commissioner Corner Podcast. It is Saturday, about 7:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got a great show in store for you tonight. Episode number 54. You see it on the bottom right. New overlay, new adjustments as we go. We got a couple new features we're going to be bringing to the table tonight. We're also going to be growing on those as well. Now we have multiple people. I'm joined alongside my co-host, the co-commissioner of the NBL 54 Strong Lip bi-weekly podcast here on the NBL Network. That means we've been going for 108 weeks strong, and probably actually a little longer than that because we had like a Christmas break at one point, Lip. So pretty excited here.
Yeah, we've had several breaks like that because we've been going for such a long time. It's like every year, same holidays come around, everything, some things change, but this show still stays rolling. And we're about halfway through this season here, so we got some things going on tonight, and we're going to take a look around the league.
Yeah, let's take a look at tonight. Speaking of that, 38 minutes from now, Saturday Night Showcase, Kansas City Chiefs, Denver Broncos. That's going to be on twitch.tv/NBL Network. We're going to lead right into that. That stream is going to be going live. And once it goes live with the music and the stream starting soon, then we'll end our show, and I'll switch over there so we can all just go over there. There will be no break in between. Hope you guys are excited about that. Also, kind of a new thing we're doing since we're having a Saturday Night Showcase. Lip, excited about the game tonight. Give us your predictions. Kansas City Chiefs, Denver Broncos, real quick.
So I think the Broncos are a really good team, young team. They're building. I think they got a couple injuries, but the thing is the Chiefs are so overpowering. I don't think that the Broncos can keep up just yet. Definitely a rivalry to look forward to in the future. But tonight I got the Chiefs 30-18.
All right, let's get the show rolling. 30-18, man. The Chiefs have dominated the Broncos, but the Broncos have been good. So we're right there. You see it, Bleacher Report Live. Let's get it rocking and rolling here on the NBL Network. And we're going to get right into 24 hours ago here on the Bleacher Report. The NBL Broncos, we were just talking about them. They're 5-1-1 at a midway point this season, and we'll be facing division rival Kansas City Chiefs tonight. That's right, in precisely 37 minutes there on twitch.tv/NBL Network. Biggest test of the season. Denver will rely on their strong defense to give them an opportunity to beat the Chiefs. It's not happening, but Lip, what do you think?
I just don't think the defense is strong enough to hold back this powerful offense led by Patrick Mahomes. I think in a couple years they can, but another big thing is the Broncos need to have an offense to be able to keep up with the Chiefs at the same time. So I don't think that's there yet, but like I said, the rivalry is building. In a couple years, I do think that this will be a very big matchup each time that they play, and they'll play twice a season because they're in the same division.
Appreciate you guys in the chat. Let everybody in Grid know what's going on right now in NBL as well. Commissioner Corner Podcast is live, episode number 54. Z-Star in the chat saying, Bomber needs some coffee. I got it right here, Stab, brother. Appreciate you. And in the chat, the card's saying basically that the Chiefs will eat tonight. They're going to dominate. In his second season in the NBL, free safety Ellis Banks is having another solid season for the NBL Rams. Ellis is on the third on the team in tackles with 28, adds 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, interception. The Rams will look for Ellis to continue to be a leader. Los Angeles Rams, not going to waste too much time on the Rams. We're just going to move forward. No comment. The next one's BJ Bauman. Speaking of wasted time, we'll let you talk on this. The Bauman experience is off to a rocky start for the San Francisco 49ers. Bauman has 1,200 yards, 4 touchdowns, 18 interceptions through 8 weeks. All right, I'm going to say it again, Liv, in case you missed it. I know you're following along on your PC as well. 4 touchdowns, 18 interceptions through 8 weeks. 4-18 through 8. Oh, my gosh. This is pathetic.
Hey, we look for growth here on this show. Look for the positives. Last time we had this topic, we were averaging 3 points per game. We're up to 10. We broke double digits, baby.
And the Bills have won 2 games. I mean, Jesus, baby. The Niners are 1-6 on the year, but may have some opportunities to snag a few wins before the season's end. No, they don't. Where? Someone going on vacation I'm not aware of here? Is a future suspension pending for guys on his schedule? you're going to have to help me out here. Where's the opportunities for win? Lip, go ahead and check their schedule. We're moving forward, though.
2-6 Packers, 1-6 Rams. That's about it. I don't know.
The Jaguars beat the Raiders 47-34. Paradise 260 yards, 4 touchdowns, and the run game finally got going for halfback Manning, going for 149 a touchdown. The Jaguars improved to 4-4. Improved to 4-4. I don't know. That doesn't read well. The Jaguars improved to 4-4. Jaguars.
We did it.
Hit 500. Is that what it's turned to in Jacksonville? Jacksonville, I like the offense. I hate the defense. I'm concerned about that, giving up a lot of points. But I'll tell you what, if you're a Jacksonville Jaguar fan in the NBL, you're getting your money's worth if you're going to these games, man. They're putting up a lot of points. It's fun to watch. Definitely fun to watch. And definitely when you can score those kind of points, you become that, that little X factor. If you get in the playoffs, that's a dangerous team. They can put up 40. You got to watch them. But the defense, got to fix it. Can't give up that many points, especially in a conference that has some people that can put points on the board, even though the Chiefs, haven't proven to be much of a playoff team so far. Miami Dolphins reached the halfway point of the season, still have yet to be defeated. They sit at 8-0 this season. In Week 9, they defeated the Jets 21-3, bringing their division record to 5-0. The Miami Dolphins have to be the current favorite to get the 1 seed in the AFC. We're going to talk about them later, absolutely. All right, moving forward, 23 hours ago. Jets are in a bit of a slump, and they dropped 4 of their last 5 games, bringing them to 3-5 on the season. With some tough matchups still remaining, the Jets have little to no room for error if they want to make the playoffs. Jets making the playoffs this year? Do they sneak in at the end, Lip? Yes, yay or nay?
I don't think so. I think 2 years ago they went 12-4, made the playoffs. Last year I think they snuck in at 9-7, and this year they are continuing the downtrend. Currently at 3-5. I don't think they have it. They were trending in a nice direction as far as where they were 4 seasons ago compared to last season. Now I don't see it. I don't see them making it this year.
You know what? I hate to do this to the Jets, but dude, that's my new thing, dude, bro. I've counted you out 2 seasons in a row, and you still made it. Dude. I mean, there's something to be proud of there, but there's no way in heck they're making it this year, right? 0. I mean, they were at 5%, 10% last couple seasons. They slipped in at the end. They just find their way into that 6th seed. It ain't happening this year. 3-5. Patriots and the Dolphins are continuing to own this team, which means that's going to hurt them 4 times a year. It already puts them 4 in the hole. They're sitting at 3-5. I don't like the chances this season for them. Let's go ahead and move forward. The Titans lost to the Colts in Week 8 on NBL Live, 41-16. The Titans had no answer for the Colts defense. Worse than that, they had little to no luck on offense either. If the Titans want any chance at playoffs, they have to right the ship. Well, they don't, because they end up losing in Week 9. This current week, to who, Lip? Let me a question for you. Who'd they lose to?
They lost to Price.
No, they didn't. No,
they didn't.
No, who'd they really lose to? No, you can't lose to Price. That's not true, right?
No, that's the Titans.
The Buffalo Bills beat the Tennessee Titans
yeah.
for their 2nd victory on the season.
We've been going over this the last 2 days in chat. Actually, I've several unread DMs still about this. This is a hilarious topic that kind of blew up over the last 2 days, and it's really been enjoyable to watch.
I'm surprised that nobody's talking about that. I would think somebody in the chat would be bringing this up at some point. You know what I mean? Somebody would be saying, "Hey, I can't believe you lost there," but it's been somewhat unnoticed so far. Sarcasm aside, Lip. Wow, that's a tough loss. All right, Houston Texans lose to the Broncos, who are playing tonight on NBL Live. We're talking about them. I'll put it on the screen once more. Oh, if I can find my mouse over here. Let me try that again. Saturday Night Showcase is tonight. It's going to be starting precisely 31 minutes. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. You can find that on twitch.tv/NBL Network, hosted by our man OSU, Nick Mazesco, or as the EA might call him, Nick McKesso. Once again, Ms. Gesco, or whatever they said it. They spelled it incorrectly today. Those who checked out that article we posted in chat. NBL Texans lose to the Broncos 19-13. It was a close game for the Texans. It was a close game. One the Texans lost in overtime. Got to work on those commas for me, guy. They will have to be more aggressive earlier in the game if they wish to find many more wins this season with their remaining schedule. Yeah, sclam. Education. All right, here we go. Here's what we were talking about earlier.
Booyah.
All right, here we go. Drum roll. The Buffalo Bills get their 2nd victory of the season, beating the Tennessee Titans 21-19. Baker Mayfield, that's right. He's a Buffalo Bill, but he's a Buffalo killer. Well, he's a killer for the Bills, actually. 10 for 14, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns and interceptions. It's looking like Baker Mayfield has had a nice impact on the Buffalo Bills. Lip, while we're here, go pull up Baker Mayfield's stats. I want his completion percent. I want his touchdown to interception ratio, please. Just go pull it up. I think people are sleeping on how well he's played. He's basically gone out there and said, hey, you guys might not be playing the greatest, and your franchise might not be the greatest, but I'm going to come in here. I'm not going to just completely destroy myself. I'm going to play within myself. I'm going to make the throws I can make. I'm going to play it safe. If you look at his completion percentage and touchdown to interception, you might be pleasantly surprised. Go ahead and hit it up. What is it?
Let's look at this. So right now he's completing 68% of his throws.
Which is crazy impressive, right?
Yes, listen, like 68%. That's really
up
good.
There. That's probably top 5.
8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a QBR of 110. And the best thing is, if you look at Mayfield's last year with the Browns, he was 63%, 23 touchdowns, 9
Wait, hold on.
A QBR of 99.
Triple B's. Quadruple B's. Bounce back Buffalo Bills. That's the season he's having. He's having a bounce back with the Buffalo Bills. Wow. People didn't know that. There's facts for you here on the Commissioner Corner podcast. What does the viewers say to that? October, the chat saying Pricey's playing sober. See, I didn't know if he needs to get higher or he needs to play more sober. You really have to just trial and error that. You know, you get to a point where you're like, all right, I'm playing at this level high. Maybe I need to, smoke a little less weed and maybe I'll play better. Or I need to smoke more and get to the next level to help take my game to the next level. I think he's figured that out. Whatever he's doing, it's working. Porter in the chat saying Bills Super Bowl 47. I mean, he's 25 beers in by now. That's laughable. Deion Atkins, quarterback for the Oakland Raiders, goes down with an abdominal tear. And I just spoke, crazy inside information, I just spoke to the Raiders, I believe it was 2 mornings ago, how excited he was with Deion Atkins, who was a starting quarterback. He brought him over from Lip Trivia question. You remember who he traded and got Deion Atkins from?
Oh, I do not.
Minnesota Vikings. Remember when Minnesota unloaded all those second-round quarterbacks they drafted?
Yes.
And they flipped them back for seconds? Yeah, yes. Well, Deion Atkins was one of those guys, and now he's over there. He was playing fairly well. Now he has an abdominal tear in their loss 17-3 versus the Arizona Cardinals, and all they do is win no matter what. Backups Davis Webb and Haynes Clark will battle for the keys to the franchise in his absence. I wouldn't call them the keys to the franchise. Maybe the keys to the rental car. All right, most important, the morning buzz for today. We're already on it. It is March 9th. The Bears beat the Lions with a late comeback 16-13. Yeah, I was there for that. I love the Bears, man, but I just want to see them beat the heck out of the Lions and win the division. These little limp wins from the outside, no bias here. It just makes me feel like the same old Bears. I just want to see them dominate, but they haven't looked really that great this year. And Marquise Neal, go look at Marquise Neal's stats for the Bears and tell me why, as a rookie, just go look him up. I just want you to take a look at his completion percentage and his QBR and his touchdown interception. He was a rookie phenom. And it just seems like, teams just start figuring out players, and it just seems like something's just off with this kid. The Eagles re-signed star left outside linebacker Rashawn Hunter. He's a beast. That was a good re-sign. Did you know the Jets have scored only 3 points in 3 games this season? Huh? Rest of the league combined has only occurred 6 times. Whatever that means. All right, guys, we're going to check out the top 10. I don't know what that even means, man. So 3 times this year he scored 3 points, and then the rest of the league is that 3 points or less, or just precisely 3 points? It's a weird fun fact. We're getting desperate here, and then we're going into own team stuff. All right, we're gonna get into the top plays of the year, of the week. I'm gonna play it on here just for you guys to check it out. Before we get into anything else, let me go ahead and throw it on the screen here. All right, here's a top 5 plays this week, and I'll give some voiceover commentary here real quick. I know Lip can't see it. These are the top 5 plays. Usually comes out every weekend. Was a little late on the last one. This one's going to come out probably tomorrow. Top 5 plays. We'll have voiceover commentary. As you see, NBL Network is live right now. That's currently us watching our own channel. Here we go. Let's take a look at our top 5 plays brought to you by the Bleacher Report. And this one, obviously, with no voiceover. Play action. Oh, here goes Lips. Jacksonville Jaguars crossing route finds DJ Shark and a horrible angle. All right, I'm going to take that back just a second. That's a horrible angle. Like, how do you just run by somebody like that? I know we're just right into it, but watch this. He catches the ball, and I want to show you guys something here about how bad an isolate. All he has to do, for those watching, take this kind of angle here, okay? Or take an angle, play it safe, flatten it, right? He takes this such a downward angle that comes so far down that the user just literally goes outside, and next thing you know, he's sitting about right here, and he's already turned the corner on him. We'll play. This is just horrible tackling. Horrible angle. Like, how do you get beat like that? How do you not gain depth on your angle here? It just makes no sense to me. I watch this play, and I'm just thinking, why are you not upfield more? Why did your angle come so sharp that now you can't turn, and somehow DJ Shark has just turned the corner? Lip, just completely embarrassing these kids over here. Horrible. Let's play number 5. DJ Shark, touchdown. Beastin, leading wide receiver in the NBL right now. Left side, bad throw. Conley picked off. Oh, this might be an AFC South kind of divisional top 5 here early into NBL season 37. Now, this one on isolated comes in and gives me 20 reasons why. That's a touchdown for the Houston Texans. That's number 4. Number 3, Atlanta Falcons. Get to the outside. Woo whoop. Little juke move inside. 50, 45, 40. That's Tevin Coleman, not Derek Coleman. Maybe they're related somewhere, Coleman. Or maybe they're related to the, the Outdoors brand. This is a bad pass. Well, actually, not a really bad pass. Just a bad pass. Not for the user, for the quarterback, but it gets tipped, and somehow 15 comes up with a touchdown. David Johnson. Oh, spinning. Outside. Bad tackling by the Los Angeles Chargers. Rusta Busta gets number 1 on the Bleacher Report. That was done by an isolated. So guess what, boys? The drama continues. He just did his top 5. He just did his top 5, and guess what? Rusta Busta was the number 1 against. You see what I'm saying? You get it, right? What I'm saying, right? So passive-aggressive shots are now being thrown. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We already done the morning buzz for tonight. Bleacher Report. Let's go Dolphins, future champions. That's the question moving forward. Let's go ahead and hit it. All right, here we go. Jerome Baker, player spotlight. Lip, you chose Jerome Baker. Outside linebacker, 25 tackles, 4 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 3 interceptions. What do you like about this kid, and why is he so important towards a potential Super Bowl run for the Miami Dolphins?
Well, whenever you look at Jerome Baker, this guy, I mean, everybody wants to talk about the safety play and the way that this defense kind of suffocates you in the pass game. But this guy, he also does it in the run game. Now, you look at him, he's got 88 speed and 89 excel. He's very quick. He's quick to fill the holes in defending the run game. And then he's also quick to drop back into pass coverage. And we kind of skip over the offense whenever we talk about the Miami Dolphins, and we also skip over the defense because we just don't talk about this team. Now, look, they're proving us that we need to talk about them more at 8-0. Now, you look at the defense, first in points with 8 per game. That is unbelievable. They're holding teams under 150 yards passing each game and under 50 yards rushing each game. Now, that's going to be extremely important because they're going to be going against teams like the Chiefs that have absolute stars everywhere, complete firepower on the offensive side. But then again, we'll get into this in a couple minutes. They have the offense to keep up with the good defenses that they'll meet if they meet the Giants again, if they play the Patriots. So really looking at these stars, it's this guy that nobody really talks about helping in the run game and the pass defense that's really elevating their defense to a totally new level that puts them at the number 1 spot for future Super Bowl champs here.
All right, speaking of number 1 spot, Allen Rose, maybe the best game manager in the NBL, 72% completion, 14 touchdowns. He's 72%. We're calling him the best game manager in the league. Baker Mayfield over there was 68%. Wow, the distance isn't that far. 128.8 QBR, 14 touchdowns, quarterback out of Nebraska, 3 years experience, former first overall pick. This kid right here, 86 overall, Allen Rose. How impressed have you been with him this season, NBL season 37?
Well, I mean, extremely impressed because you look at this guy's growth. 3 years ago, 106 QBR. Last year, 113, and now this year, 121. I don't think he'll reach 39 touchdowns like he did last year, but I think he's keeping the turnovers down. The completion percentage is up. And by the way, the offense is absolutely clicking. 28 points per game. They're number 1 in the rushing. So the offense isn't really completely controlled by one player in Allen Rose, but he is doing all the great things that a quarterback needs to do. And that number 1 thing is leadership, which is something that they didn't have over the last previous to him getting there, and he has built this established leader, captain of this football team, taking them to 8-0 halfway through the season. So that's why I picked this guy, because you can look at a good run game, but I don't think that's going to get you very far, because whenever it comes down to it, teams are throwing the ball, and whenever you're down in the fourth quarter, you're going to rely on this guy, and he's going to get it done for you.
All right, we're going to move forward, talk about C.J. Mosley just a little bit. Let's move forward. Commissioner Corner Podcast, episode number 54. C.J. Mosley, 207 tackles, 10 sacks, 10 forced fumbles. Man, how good has this kid been for this team? The Baltimore Ravens had another tough loss today against the Cincinnati Bengals. Came down to the end. They got an onside kick recovery, but they still couldn't get it done. But bright spot being C.J. Mosley, how great he's been. Thoughts on C.J. Mosley's future with the Baltimore Ravens?
Yeah, I do believe that they are going to let him walk into free agency.
Wow.
And that's big because look at this, 41 tackles, 47, 37, 61, 22 this year. He's in the pass defense with tons of picks, and he gets the occasional sack. But this is the real reason that we're talking about this is because if he does leave these Baltimore Ravens, that's going to leave them with a giant hole. But still at 30 years old, he's going to go to another team that can use a middle linebacker and totally change that defense. We saw Miles Jack switch teams in the offseason this cycle, totally changed the defense. We see that with other middle linebackers. It's a huge position. Linebackers are constantly being traded for, picked up in free agency, and drafted. And if C.J. Mosley would hit the free agency market, he would get a lot of money because I don't think that you're going to see guys with his talent, specifically his size and his speed combination. There's not a lot of those guys out there, especially with the intelligence that he brings to the captain spot, the leadership spot of a defense.
Yeah, you take a look at C.J. Mosley, 30 years old, 84 speed, 88 excel, 92 tackle, 81 zone coverage, 87 pursuit, 87 agility. Obviously, that's going to take a regression hit as he goes into 31 years old. But if he does hit free agency, like I said, I like Lip said, I completely agree. This guy has a lot of value. He's going to get paid. There's someone out there with money. You got the New York Jets. The Buffalo Bills probably going to have money again. This might be a nice 2-year rental for a team that's looking to pursue either into the playoffs or maybe even a deep playoff run. We've even seen the New York Giants come by and swoop up some of these phenomenal linebackers, defensive linemen that are kind of aging players, and they get them for 2 years, 3-year rental, and they make some plays with them. So I'm interested to see how the C.J. Mosley thing plays out. We're going to move on to Daniel Hunter, Vikings North Star. First, we want to give you guys an opportunity to check out CFNclothing.com, Came From Nothing Premium Streetwear. That is a sponsor for NBL Live, which is going to be tonight in just about 18 minutes. Twitch.tv/NBL Network. We also have our new wheel debuting today. That's going to spin the wheel. We're going to be talking about teams. We're going to do that in the next segment at the Crossfire Call-ins. You will be able to call in. Appreciate all you guys checking us out right now. Let's get right into it. Daniel Hunter, how great has he been? I mean, we're taking his week-by-week breakdown right here, week 1 to week 8, and it just seems like sack, 6 sacks, 3 sacks, sack. He's just everywhere. Forced fumbles and sacks. How great has Daniel Hunter been for this Minnesota Vikings team that hasn't been too good, but he's been great. He's that one guy on the team where you look and you go, they got that beast Daniel Hunter. It's almost turning into like how real life is about Aaron Donald, even though their teams had success. But prior to them really having success and making the playoffs, he was always the guy we talked about, and that seems to be what we're doing here for the Minnesota Vikings. Just phenomenal player, Daniel Hunter. The kid's a beast.
Yeah, and the thing is, whenever you look at this kid, I mean, he's 27 years old, and whenever you think that might be old, you still see guys on the defensive side, especially at lineman and linebacker, playing pretty good football into 32 and 33. So he's got a ton of time left. And you see the sack production over the last couple of years, 18, 20, 22, and 13 already this year. The bigger question is whenever you look at this team, they have their most expensive players. We talked about this last time. Xavier Rhodes making $16 million, Linval Joseph making $12 million, Everson Griffin making $10 million. So if this team is able to get rid of some of those guys and put that money into getting talent around Daniel Hunter, that's definitely someone that you can build around, because when you have a guy getting 20 sacks every season, that's something that you can build around and then start to get things going, because their offense isn't that bad. I think that the ownership has a history of knowing offense. Well, once they can get that defense going.
Wait, hold on. What? You can't slide that in there. What did you just say?
Can't slide what in there?
Pause. You're saying that the Minnesota Vikings have a history of knowing offense? You mean the guys drafted like a 13 second-round quarterbacks and traded them all for lower value than what he's drafted them at?
I didn't say the management of rosters was great, because that's horrible. That's awful.
So you say there's...
Listen, let me tell you.
I'm trying to keep up here.
No. Let me tell you a quick story. Todd had an opportunity to get a late first or an early second.
Are we talking about Cecil Shores or something? What was it? What was the one player that he had? I know this is probably not your story, but we're gonna put.
Well, no, this was a different.
What was the one where he had a player? Who was that guy? Who was the halfback? There was a halfback.
If you relax, I'll tell you.
All right,
so
relax.
He had an opportunity for a first or a second for a quarterback this cycle, and then he ended up trading him for a later second at a later time.
That's not the only story we have just like that too.
No. That's the story you're talking about is
it's a speedy guy.
It was the quarterback for Michigan. He came into the Jaguars
he was a
team.
halfback, right?
Yeah, and he was a halfback. But
and
anyway,
he had some speed, and basically he was going to get offered a third for him, and he was so disgusted that people were offering him thirds. He's like, I can't believe it. Seriously, a third, I'll just keep him. Well, guess what? 2 seasons later, he lost him in free agency.
Yeah,
he got nothing for him.
I can't remember. Oh man, I can't remember the guy's name. I think he was the NCAA 14 cover guy.
Denard Robinson.
Yes, that's who it was.
Well, I'm glad. What do I win?
We're
gonna give you. You're gonna have to start giving out prizes when you can't remember names. We'll see if you get a little sharper here with the names. Denard Robinson, superstar quarterback for the Michigan Wolverines. At least that's what Bananas would probably be saying, right?
Yeah. Well, he had an offer for a third-round pick 2 seasons later. He let him walk into free agency.
Yeah, it's Denard Robinson. What did I say? Did I say Denard Robinson, or did I just say something else Robinson?
I don't know. I think you said Denard. But in those 2 seasons that he stayed on that team without being traded, he had 6 total touches.
Yeah.
So he gave up
somehow
a third-round pick for 6 total touches.
For some round, yeah, it doesn't really make any sense.
Like I said, the management of the teams of the offenses has been historically awful. But as far as being able to score, it's an offense that can stay in games from time to time.
From time to time. That gives you some wiggle room there, huh?
Hey,
it depends on the opponent.
I always got wiggle room.
All right, guys. What's going on, everybody in the chat right now? Checking out Commissioner Corner Podcast tonight. Don't forget twitch.tv/MBL Network. In about 13 minutes, we're going to move on to Crossfire segment. We got a Spin the Wheel segment coming up. We got a lot of cool stuff. So stay with us here as we move on to the Crossfire call-ins. You will be able to call in. The number will be on the screen. Obviously, here's an opportunity to ask any questions that you got. 330-40-85253. The lines are going to go live here in just a minute. Not live right now. Here in just a minute.
You see the veins on Daniel Hunter's arms there?
No, I wasn't paying attention to the veins on his arms.
Super veiny. That's how he gets the sacks.
Is that impressive to you, or?
That's not impressive to me, but some people would look at that and take him, pay him a lot of money for them veins.
All right,
a lot of veins on the man.
Let's spin the wheel a couple times here. Let's see if I can kind of figure this out here.
My web browser's larger than my screen.
There we go. We'll do it something like that real quick. Hold on. Figuring it out on the fly here. All right, so we just click here, spin the wheel, see what the first team we come up on here. Commissioner Corner Podcast.
I think October is on board with the veins. He knows what I'm talking about.
Buffalo Bills is where we hit on. Not only are they winning in the NBL somehow, they're winning on Spin the Wheel first episode. What's going on, guys? Booker T spin a Rooney in the chat for T-Jax. Laughing my butt off lip is what October's saying about the veiny thing, of course. Are you doing it in your money voice? You know what I'm talking about? You want to do that? All right, the Buffalo Bills, guys. Thoughts on them? Spin the wheel. Give us a little breakdown of them. They're going to win more than 2 games, or there's 2 games where they're at?
I think that they have an opportunity to win another game. They've got the Steelers coming up in Week 12. They got the Packers Week 17. I don't see any other opportunity outside of that. They got the Bears, Bengals, Patriots, Dolphins left. That's a brutal schedule, but they do have 2 or 3 games. The Packers, Steelers, and possibly the Jets. I'm not too sure about that one, but they do have an opportunity for
they have beat the Jets
a
before,
couple more wins.
Pricey in the chat saying, yeah. Yeah, Bomber.
Yeah.
All right, we'll spin the wheel one more time, and then with the lines live, we'll continue to spin the wheel in between. See what we got here. Oh, it was almost Tennessee Titans. It was almost crucified time. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, big win tonight against the Atlanta Falcons. Buccaneers, they make the playoff slip. Hey, it's going to be a tough road right now, just because the New Orleans Saints are so far ahead division-wise, and it's tough to get a wild card spot in the NFC. Even with the Redskins playing great, you'd think the Lions-Bears going to take one of those spots. You're going to be fighting for that same spot. Right now, it's Bucks 5-4. Falcons still ahead of you at 5-3. Panthers even at 4-4. They won the division last year. Did they get in? Did they end up overcoming the very slow start and maybe turn it around? That big win against Atlanta tonight kind of kept them alive. If they lost this game versus Atlanta, I was going to say they were probably out.
Yeah, I think they got a really great offense. The defense is kind of lagging behind, but the thing is, I think that they can squeak in. I think there's only 2 games on their schedule left, the Browns and the Saints, that I think will give them trouble. Everyone else, I think they should be fine with. So I think that they have a really good shot at 10-6. If they can squeeze out one of those other games and finish 11-5, I definitely think they can get in. And with that offense, like you said, anybody that can put up points the way they are running the ball on the ground, 3rd in the league, they definitely have a shot.
All right, we're going to go live on Skype here, guys. You can give your call in. Skip. What the heck is going on with Skype? All right, the number should be on the all right, we should be able to use it here. I think they updated some things on Skype, so kind of weird right now.
Hey, Kaylee on Commish Corner right now.
What does that mean?
Kaylee's here.
Well, I mean, if we had video, that'd make a little bit more. I mean, is she going to talk to us here at 1 and just completely break the space-time continuum here and start spitting out some words? Then we're going to be pretty impressed. Seattle Seahawks just spun the wheel. Kaylee, what do you think about the Seattle Seahawks? You give us some insight on that. I got everything I got. It's $10,000 headed to your house right now. Wire transfer. If you can just give me something about the Seattle Seahawks. You even just say the word Darce. We'll be good. If you want to call into Crossfire, it's 330-408-5253. Gibbs in the chat saying spin it again. All right, I guess we'll spin past the Seahawks. All right, the next team we got up, Carolina Panthers. Porter at the bottom. Obviously, same situation, same question we just asked. Guys, if you can go ahead and call into the number 330-408-5253. That's the number. You should be able to call in. Carolina Panthers, what do you think about them, Lip?
I think that they're in a similar position as the Bucks, except they don't have an offense outside of DJ Moore, so I don't believe that they can get into the playoffs at all, not one bit. And worse, they have $6 million in free salary, and the Bucks have $40 million in free salary. So moving forward, the Bucks definitely have a brighter future than the Panthers, just based on that.
Yeah, so back to the Seattle Seahawks. They hit on there. Let's give a 1-2 lines about the Seattle Seahawks. What do you think about what's going on over there? Obviously, they're fighting for that division, but the Arizona Cardinals just continue to win. They're sitting at 6-2-1. They do have a tougher end of the schedule than the Seattle Seahawks right now. Seahawks are currently on the season 3-4, couple games behind. That tiebreaker, from the Arizona Cardinals might actually come in handy here. They might end up having the same amount of wins, but one less loss at the end of the year. What are the chances Seattle can kind of get this division back from the Arizona Cardinals?
I think that the Cardinals are a really strong regular season team. I think that they're going to win this division and make it to the playoffs. The problem with the Seahawks is they're too much of a 500 team. And by that, I mean they're too much in the middle as far as ranked as in terms of yards and points and everything. They're just too middle of the pack in everything. They don't do anything great. They don't do anything horribly, but it's just not enough for me to be excited about them to come back from 3-4.
All right, we're going to spin the wheel a couple more times here. We got about 6 minutes before we're going to switch over to twitch.tv/MBL Network when that goes live. The next team we got up is the New York Giants. They coming out of the NFC this year, Lip.
Oh, New York Giants. So, I mean, look at this again. They're playing an excellent defense, just like they were last year, and they were able to manage this cap situation to they are really
all right,
close.
the line is open. It is working. I just wanted to do a little test run right there for those who heard that sound. Sorry about that. Yeah, but if you call in 330-408-5253, get back to the New York Giants. They're playing phenomenal defense this year. I think they just beat the Cowboys for the second time this season, so that's a season sweep on the Dallas Cowboys. So they're looking like they're just going to take this division. Cowboys sitting at 6-2, the Giants 7-0-1. Their only one isn't even a loss, so they're still undefeated. It was a tie against the Detroit Lions. Yeah, so the New York Giants defense has been the pedigree for this team, at least for the really upper echelon success. Originally, their defense was up and down. Now that's kind of found its way to being only giving up 13 points per game. That's second in the NBL. That seems to propel this team to make them really deadly at being a championship caliber team, which they've shown they were last year when they won the Super Bowl in NBL season 36.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have Barkley still just pounding the ball on the ground, and then you got OBJ over the top, definitely the offense is going to bring you a lot of success, and the defense is great, of course.
Bananas in the chat saying he likes the wheel. Well, according to Nemo, Z-Star likes the wheel, but it's the halfback wheel. Who remembers that freestyle? All right, spinning the wheel one more time here. San Francisco 49ers, we already talked about them. Once again, we're not going to do it. It's a 10-second spin for those wondering how long does it take to spin the wheel to spin. It's precisely 10 seconds. Jacksonville Jaguars, that's you. We already talked about them. If you want to call in and talk about yourself, 330-408-5253. Rust to bust in unisolated. Lines are closed for you guys. All right, Washington Redskins, Nemo. Started off strong. A tough loss to the Dallas Cowboys. We saw that game. It had that desync error where the penalty desync. But, man, how great were the Washington Redskins looking? Once again, it's almost like this is a good team. And if you just put them in maybe the right division, they'd probably win the division every year. Just not in the right division, you know? So it's like they're almost being overlooked always. I covered them on Building the Franchise. I thought they were going to be more of a playoff contender, but right now that being buried third in the division makes it very difficult for them.
Yeah, and they've got 4 games against pretty good players coming up here. They got the Cowboys, the Colts, the Falcons, and the Giants. That's a tough road for them. Even if they split, that puts them already at 5 losses for the year, so it's going to be tough. I don't think that they have it, but I do have hope for their future just because the last couple of years they've kind of faded, and now they're on the comeback. So maybe in a year or two, they got $36 million in space open for the future.
Yeah, it could be a interesting future for the Redskins, but they do have a lot of pieces getting older, especially the wide receiver position. I expect them probably go wide receiver first round this year. What do we have next? Ravens, Bears. We talked about the Bears earlier. That's Bears-Dolphins. We already talked about both of these teams, but we'll say it's on the Bears. That's really close. The Chicago Bears have yet to win a division, have yet to have real success inside the playoffs, but at this point of the year, it always seems like this might be the year. So, Lip, this might be the year. What do you think?
I don't believe, but the main reason is because they play the Dolphins, they play the Lions, they play the Cowboys, they play the Giants. There's a lot of tough teams,
and the AFC East.
3 of those.
Yeah. AFC East, NFC
6
East.
losses there.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Hey,
it's tough
all right.
Without a great offense.
Chicago Bears, I want to see you get it done, man. I'm always rooting for Draco, but the worst part would be if he somehow, won the division, then I didn't make the playoffs, and then you know where he'd go in the playoffs, one and done, and I'd just be disappointed. I don't want to see him just win the division. I want to see him go all the way, and I just don't know. He might be up there with the Kansas City Chiefs, just don't have the clutch. One last spin, final spin. In the Crossfire segment. Let's see who we get to. And if it's a team we already done, we're just going to go off the air. Go over to twitch.tv right now, /NBL Network. Should be live here in just a minute. Kansas City Chiefs. What do you know? The spin wheel is reading my mind right now. Kansas City Chiefs. This might be the year for them. I actually do believe it. I think maybe he's getting a little bit more confident in the playoffs. Maybe not the year that they go to the Super Bowl, but it might be a year that they actually don't self-implode in the playoffs, where they actually keep it competitive, and maybe they lose by something crazy happening against them rather than them just being the detriment to their success in the playoffs. So not 6 interceptions anymore. I mean, they played the Dolphins this year. I think they threw 5 picks, and they lost by 3 or something crazy, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That's just really self-destruction.
Defense looks good right now. 4th in the league in pass defense, 1st against the run. 30 yards per game on the ground for your defense is really good. And of course, they've got the great offense to go with it. It could be, but like we said, the regular season is never the issue. It's always in the playoffs, and you can't predict that by any stat. There's no. I want them to go out and take it. I want them to put up a lot of points, suffocate teams on defense, and win a Super Bowl.
I don't know why you can't call and isolate. I called from my phone just to see if it was working, and it went through. It's 330-408-5253. I'd assume maybe you're putting in the wrong number. A couple people in the chat saying, can we get Rusta and Isolate on there at the same time? No, I'm not mediating that unless I'm getting paid for it. Definitely not interested in going down that. But go over to twitch.tv/MBL Network. Let's go ahead and see if they're even if they're live right now. It should be live. We should be able to switch right over. It should be live in just a second here. You can find it twitch.tv/MBL Network. He's going live with music right now, so head on over there. Leave this stream right now. Twitch.tv/MBL Network. Appreciate everybody stopping by. We're leaving right there. We see it at the top. We're going to go right there. Twitch.tv/MBL Network. I typed it in all wrong, so it's going to put us somewhere else.
Y10 Fate. I mean, I think we kind of are sensing right.
It's about to go live right here. This is what you're going to see on the screen. Appreciate all you guys stopping by, checking us out. Head on over to twitch.tv/MBL Network. Offline right now, but about to be back online. So don't sleep on it. We'll see you next time here on the Commissioner Corner Podcast, bi-weekly podcast. See, they're going live right now. Stream starting, and we're out of here. Free commercial for Twitch.
I'm smoking that reefer. See, I don't know. I'm looking for Selena, beautiful girl. Have you seen?